All right, welcome back, everyone. As you can see, we are looking at Bitcoin on a daily time frame. And on daily yesterday, we tested into the 21. We almost closed above it, but this is close enough. And the new daily candle is open. We have a little bit of sell volume that we started off with, but as long as we can go sideways and close around here today, it is very likely we're going to test the top of this Bollinger Band. The top of this rising channel. And if we do break out of the rising channel, we have this measured move going right to the 200, which is very likely due to the fact that we grinded down to the downside very heavily. If we can come out of this little consolidation, find some support, and go to the upside, then that would be interesting price action wise. I'm actually going to draw this little channel that I just noted. Just something simple like this. And if we can find support on the outside of this little price consolidation, I would look for the upward movement. All right. Looking at a 4-hour, we can see the prices squeezing again. As of right now, we are finding some support on the 100 EMA. What happened was we broke out, we closed outside this Bollinger Band, and we had a chance to break out of this descending channel and follow this upward channel. But what happened was we closed inside the channel, we retested the channel, and then we rejected after a long night of sideways and little grind to the downside. If we look over here, the 21 EMA is testing the 55. If we lose this 100 EMA, this will be the next level of support. It's also where the little ascending channel is. I'm actually going to change this color to orange because we already have the other one. And then as we can see, if we can hold in this channel, and then this is the midline, if we can stay steady this way sideways, not only the 100 support, this little trend line channel support, when we break out of this pink channel and start closing over here, we can look for a test to the top of this channel, which is also the 200 EMA. Breaking out of this channel, we can look for this measured move from this channel right here playing out due to the fact that we're breaking out, finding support, and then we're breaking the range to the top side. Breaking out of this area when we get to the 200, if we can close over here and have candles opening and closing above 40,500, we can look for the retracement to the top side going to 44,000 being more probable. If we do trickle down from here, we still have lots of layers of support to the downside. We have support here at 39,000 and we have support here at 38.2, which is where we were like consistently throughout the week, last week and this week. Losing the 3,200, we have this last layer under the Bollinger Band area as well as the EMA, which is at 37,600. After here, then the measured move comes into play of the other channel that we were looking at on a larger time frame. And that's going to take us all the way down. And first stop would be around 35,000 if we can hold it. And then from there, we have this measured move down. And then we also have a Bollinger. We also have our Fibonacci retracement to 32,800. Once we come into this area, we can look at the other lower targets, but feel free to refer back to those other videos in the past. I have already marked out all this and explained everything. The other one under 32,800 is basically 28,500, and we can go even lower if that measured move is accurate or not. We can follow this back up as the week comes to a close and look at how the weekly candle will be positioning for next week. From what I remember, I do remember the weekly situation. We were grinding the downside and I was looking for my reprieve bounce, and it looks like we're starting it right now. I'm just going to flash to the weekly just so I can explain what we were talking about. On the weekly, we are getting our bounce off the 236 this week. We just need the volume to continue. If volume continues, we can look for this 21 and 55 EMA not crossing to the downside, and we can find that test into the $42,200 area and then see if we can break above the 44. If we find resistance at the 44, that's fine. We can hit this and then find consolidation on the 55 and the 21 EMA, and then we try to break the 382 to the 0.5, which is where the Bollinger Band is as well at 48,800. So this is all weekly levels. Next week, we can look to hit into the 55 and 21 EMA if we don't do it by the end of this week, and then we can look for the 0.5. If this larger distribution does play out, then we can look for this 236 to get breached next week. Since this week we're testing the retracement to the upside, and if it's weak, we'll get rejected by the 21 and 55 EMA, and next week we'll retest this 236, this 100, and then we'll see if it breaks to this $32,700 area. So keep all these levels in mind. The reason why I have these levels constantly badgering you guys and reminding you about these levels is because that measured move does come right to the 200. It is also in this little order block of consolidation. So all of this is very, very probable. And I did expect us to at least come up into this area before we get rejected for the next time. At this time, when we get rejected, it'll be quick and hard, probably to the downside if we do. My ideal scenario, yesterday I was long off of this. I did take profit already. I actually opened a short on the top end after around daily close, and I closed it within an hour or two after because I just wasn't feeling the short, even though it would have been more profitable if I just held it. I am waiting for the news to settle down. The interest rate was a surprise to others. They were not expecting Powell to say there's going to be continually 0.5 cuts. So this is a different dynamic. If they can keep inflation in check, why do you need an inflation hedge, which is crypto? So keep all of that in mind. The whole world right now is increasing interest rates. So DXY, Dixie, is going to be a nice way to gauge what is really going on. So keep an eye on Dixie. I'll actually go to Dixie real quick and just show you what I was charting out. And on Dixie, we were making an amazing move to the upside. We broke out of the Bollinger Band last week. We're opening and closing it out of it right now. Yesterday, when we broke out, I was long when it was breaking to the downside. And as soon as I saw this wick straight back up and it above the Bollinger Band, I decided to close. And I actually shorted on the way back up. And I closed that as well because I don't know how this week is going to close. But after another day and 12 hours, I'll see this candle and I'll decide if I want to take a short. Because if we close inside the Bollinger Band, I'm going to short. If we close outside the Bollinger Band, I'm going to wait for how deep the retracement gets if it comes back in, and I might long for the poke back up if it did not make a new high. If we open up next week and it's already pumping into a new high, I won't take a long. I will be patient and wait for a short. So that is what I'm looking at. And I don't know if you guys see this, but let me go to a 4 hour real quick to zoom in. I was charting this little descending or this sideways consolidation yesterday, and this is where I was taking my short. This is where I took my long. When we were outside this and breaking in, I took my long, and I closed my short as soon as we got back into this triangle 21 EMA. I wasn't trying to be too gung-ho because I do see a little bit of consolidation right now. And since Dixie is on a weekly rampage, I'm not trying to predict that this is the top, but this was a very clear consolidation that broke to the downside after this little rejection, which I was long on, and then this little quick wick to the downside that pumped back into the Bollinger Band to test the 21. I was long off of this 55. So next time I will try to show you guys my trades, but I did clearly tell people in the group, in our Discord group, which is Chart Hub. It's run by Mr. Mafia, who's amazing TA, will even refine whatever you're learning from me and sharpen it to a razor's edge with entries and exits and risk management. So feel free to get in on that Discord. It's called Chart Hub. And I will try to leave a link with an invite in the description in below for today's video for you guys to reference it. All right, let's go to Ethereum real quick and let's take a peek. So looking at Ethereum, I'm going to go to the daily. On the daily, we did close above the 21 EMA, which is great. We're finding support at this 382, which we've been battling for a while. We did find support on this little channel, so that's great. Let's hope that stays as support for us. Today is going to be a hold your breath day. We want this price to stay here and continue to the top side and not lose the 21 EMA or this 382. If we can do that, we can look for the 55 EMA as our next target, which is around $2,995. And this little measured move breakout is from this orange descending channel, and we are playing out the breakout right now. So if we can find support on the outside of this channel, which is also the bottom of this channel, we can look for a test into the mid of this pink channel, which is right where the 0.5 is at 3,300 for the daily. And that's after we break the 200 EMA at 3,100. But this measured move seems probable if we just do slow drag out, consolidation, test, reject, break, etc., etc., etc. Obviously, we don't go left, but you know what I'm trying to say in this situation. I'm going to go to a 4-hour now. On a 4-hour, we are testing the 100. We are under this fib. We don't want to lose this 382 fib, and we want to stay above this 100 EMA. Losing the $2,900 level, we can look for support on the bottom of the channel, which I was saying that we broke out of, which is at 2,874. If we can find support here, we can retest this 100 one more time and then try to break into this 382 and above and test this 200 EMA at 2,972. Once we start having 4-hour closes above here, we can look for this breakout to actually play out. So today we're going to see how the markets take the news of the interest rate cuts. Usually interest rate cuts should be bullish. So I don't know how the market is going to take it. We'll see how it goes. But we are watching these 4-hour candles, which is closing in 49 seconds. So by the time you get this, a new fresh hour 4-hour candle will be opening. And I am hoping it is going to the upside, and then we'll see for some support on the 200 and break up. If we break to the downside, I want to see some support and then test back up, maybe some sideways, and then break up. If we completely lose this level, I'm looking for some support over here where we had our previous lows. And if we lose this low over here, we can look for this measured move, this ugly, ugly measured move, to finally play out to the downside. And that measured move is going to at least 24.73. And if we break that support, we have this little channel support, and breaking that, we can go straight on down to almost 2,000 and under area. Obviously, the path to least resistance is a little bit to the upside right now, not to the downside. So going down that low, we have lots of layers of support, which is really ironic because last whole week I was like, we have lots of layers of resistance to the top side. Well, we're testing those layers of resistance to the top side, and the path of least resistance is to the top side. But we have a lot of support to the downside in case we do just start selling off due to whatever is going on. So keep everything in mind, guys. I want everyone to be ready for today. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave it in the section below. I will get back to you ASAP. Please don't forget to check out the Discord link to Chart Hub. It's a great community full with professional traders. I am not in charge there. I myself am a member. So please do feel free to join. If you have any questions or concerns, leave it there as well. There's plenty of people there to answer it immediately. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and press this bell button for notifications so you guys get these real-time updates as it comes out. Aside from that, I will talk to you guys soon. If there's any other assets you guys want me to cover, let me know, and I will talk to you guys later today. Have a good one. Be safe.